Good evening. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to Tuesday Night Live. My screen's reflecting in these flipping glasses. That's a bit better. How is everyone? I'm sorry I'm a couple of minutes late. It's just after 9 o'clock here in Spain, just after 8, I think, in the UK. I know, in the UK. Crazy frizzy hair going on. I need to, I haven't had a proper cut for ages. This is a result, look at this. This is a result of lockdown cutting myself. Really need to get to a hairdresser. Anyway, I hope you're all well. I hope some of you are going to join us online. I'm trying to see if anyone's online yet. If you've got any questions, any comments, pop them in the comment box below. Give me a few love hearts on your little panel below. That would be very, well, that's if you agree and like what I'm saying, that is. So, I'm going to talk about happy foods and not happy foods. But first, I just need to, oh yeah, right, I knew you'd come on and say that. So I was just about to, I hope no Villa fans are watching. So I leaned into the wardrobe to pull out a nice baggy top. Most of my baggy tops aren't very baggy at the moment. So I decided to pinch Tim's. And what came out of the wardrobe, now forgive me, this is actually clean, but forgive me if there's any marks on it, because this is Timothy's shirt. And here I am wearing a bleeding Coventry City t-shirt. I know, it's not a good look. And if I sit like this, then hopefully no one will notice. I hope not anyway. Let me pull the camera closer to me so you can't see. Oh God, I'm not getting away with that, am I? Oh God, maybe if I push it further away, you can't see it. No? If I do that, you can't see it. Oh God, how embarrassing. Anyway, so I am not a Coventry City fan. He hasn't converted me. I just wanted a nice big baggy shirt to wear. Anyway, welcome. I hope you're all okay. Hi guys, there's a few of you joining. I appreciate it. So most Tuesdays I try and go live around about this time. And the last couple of weeks you talked about confidence. If you've not seen them, then please go back and have a little look, because did some amazing training with a couple of people about confidence building, and there's some really sort of cool tips in there that I hope you'll find really useful if you're struggling to achieve what you want to achieve in life, in any area of your life. Go back and have a look at that, and it might give you a few little sort of like a little bit of a boost to get things moving. Now, today we're going back onto nutrition, and I wanted to talk to you about what are your happy foods. So I don't know if anybody wants to contribute. There's a few of you online. Traditionally, tell me in the comments what your happy foods are. Now, traditionally, I've got hair in my face. Traditionally, the happy foods are, I suppose, things like chocolate, alcohol for me, wine mainly, crisps maybe, what other sorts of biscuits, cake, those sorts of things. So I suppose those are the sorts of things that, well, that we all sort of like, we all, majority of us will look at, most of us aren't going to have carrots or broccoli as our happy foods, unless we're in a really good, healthy space and we know that we're going to eat those and we're going to feel really good eating them. But generally, if we feel like we're in a bit of a downer and we want to make ourselves feel happier, we are going to eat chocolate and sweets and cakes and all that malarkey to make us feel better. I am no different, and I think I said to you, hi Sargon, yeah, that's one of my favourites too, but actually there's some good stuff in those as well. So one of the, what was I going to say? I lost my train of thought. I always do that when I start chatting. But please interact, guys. Please tell me what your happy foods are. I really want to hear them. Hey Bex, I know you've got some happy foods. Tell me what they are. So one of the things that we do, and I've had a couple of weeks of, really struggling with, with mood, not feeling great. And the thing that you reach for are those things that you think are going to make you feel better, and they might do temporarily, but the next day, the next week, or whenever it might be, they will have an impact. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about how they have an impact right now. So serotonin, and I've written notes, as you know, only a little bit, but I'll just go off on one if I don't follow my notes. So forgive me if I look down, and that's why I've got my glasses on. So my geeky glasses. So as a lot of you know, because I have spoken about this briefly before, how long have you got? Oh, go on, Bex, give us the list. I've just detailed mine, although mine's mainly wine. Okay, so serotonin is a neurotransmitter, and what this does is it basically sends effectively dumbed down completely happy thoughts to your brain. So with a lack of serotonin, that's going to impact on your mood, and serotonin is actually produced in your gut. So even though it's a neurotransmitter and it sends these signals to your brain, it's actually produced in your gut. So if your gut's unhealthy, and I've spoken about this briefly before, then you are going to struggle with the amount of serotonin that's being produced. If you are eating lots of refined sugar and these happy foods, that is going to disrupt your digestive system. It will kill off good bacteria. It'll increase the number of bad bacteria because they gorge on the sugar, which affects the production of serotonin. It will also impact on the levels of tryptophan in your system. Now, tryptophan is an amino acid which helps with the production of serotonin. So if you're not eating a lot of these sort of like proper good foods, then you'll have low levels of tryptophan in your system. Now, tryptophan can be found in all sorts of different foods, but things like pineapples, tofu, which I'm not the biggest fan of, salmon, nuts and seeds, turkey are some examples of what you can find tryptophan in. So low levels of tryptophan have actually in research been acknowledged and shown to actually cause depression. So these are some of the things that you need to be thinking about. Low levels of gut bacteria, which I've spoken about before. If you're eating lots of foods like chocolate, sweets, alcohol, refined sugars, they kill off the good bacteria and they increase the production of bad bacteria. This has an impact on serotonin production, which then has an impact on your mood. And it's shown to have low levels of serotonin, low levels of good bacteria have actually been shown in research to be linked to depression. So this is not me just spouting off with my sort of like the whole gut thing again, because I talk about it quite a lot. But it is something, especially at the moment with everything that everybody's going through, it's so easy to reach for that crap food to make you feel better temporarily. But actually in the long run, it's going to cause you more damage, not only from things like weight, but actually the way things are physically happening, the chemical reactions that are happening in your body, it's going to have that impact, which will then cause a depletion in certain nutrients that will impact in mood. So one of the things that we need to really, really focus on if we can, and it's really hard when you're feeling crap and all you want is a glass of wine or a chocolate bar, is to think about the impact that you're having and how actually in the longer run, by having, covering yourself with some of the good, better foods is actually going to make you feel better in the long run. Now, green veggies are amazing. They're packed with loads and loads of B vitamins. B vitamin, particularly folate, has actually also, and low levels of folate in people's bodies also been related in research to depression. So green veggies like spinach, avocado, broccoli, kale, those sorts of things, which you don't have to just eat on your own. You can chop them up and mix them in with other things into things like chilies or whatever it is that your curries and things that you're cooking. Adding those in, you've still got those nutrients, and add them in at the last minute. Don't cook them from the very beginning. You want them quite raw so the nutrients stay in them. Those are the sorts of things that are going to help you to get them back in. But as we all know, even when we're trying to be good eating, the government say 5 a day, and we've spoken about this before, but actually, really, theoretically, you should be eating 7 a day. And 2 of those 7 shouldn't be more than 2 fruit, and 5 should be vegetables as a minimum. Now, if you think about it and look at what a portion of vegetables should look like, Actually trying to get 7 a day into your diet is bloody hard. It really is. But have a look at, maybe write a food diary for a day and see how many vegetables you're actually eating. I tend to find a lot of people are eating far more fruit than they are veggies. Now, don't forget, and I've said this before, fruit contains a lot of sugar, even though it's got vitamins and minerals in them, mainly vitamins, nutrients in. There's also a lot of sugar in there, and even though it's natural sugar, it's still sugar, so it does the same damage that other sugar does. I know that's depressing, but that is what happens. So limiting fruit to a couple of pieces a day, and the rest of it being veggies, ideally as many green as possible, because things like carrots and potatoes and sort of like Swedes and things like that, parsnips, are all sort of starchy vegetables. You want them to be the green veggies, ideally. Those are the ones that have got the nutrients in that are going to help with these chemical reactions, okay? One of the ways, so if we've got busy lives, if we've got kids, we've got jobs, demanding jobs, even now people are working from home, having to do homeschooling, do their jobs, and look after the family, and it's challenging, but it's quite hard to actually get those 5 pieces of fruit and veg in a day. How do I do it? I have a sachet of this every day, and in this sachet, not this one, but you've got lots of sachets inside them. I've literally just run out today. I've got 20 fruits and vegetables in one sachet. So I know that if I've had a bad day, I've got a busy day ahead of me, or if I'm planning to eat well, but actually I'll get to the end of the day and it's like, oh my God, I've not eaten properly today. I know that I've got some good fruits and veggies in there. And I've really noticed a difference with my energy levels and feeling sort of like nourished by having that every day. 20 fruits and vegetables every day. Can you imagine trying to eat that physically? It's hard enough trying to fit 5 in. And I challenge you to try and do that. I challenge you to try to do that by just writing a food diary for one day and seeing how many, not just like, half a piece of carrot. It's got to be, usually a portion size is probably about half a hand at least of fruits and veggies. So that's what you need to be getting in there. Yeah, aubergines are really good for you. I can't remember off the top of my head, Tracy, what nutrients are in aubergines, but they are very good, and they're fantastic roasted with a little bit of oil. Really nice. But with regard to the nutrients that you need for what I'm talking about now, with regard to nourishing the gut, creating things like tryptophan, and the chemical reactions that are needed to create serotonin, the green veggies are the real ones that you need to focus on. So aubergine's fantastic, but mix it in with some stir-fried broccoli and maybe a spoonful of spinach, and then you're sorted. And the nice thing about aubergine is it's quite what's the word? It's quite, I can't think. It's a bit like potatoes. Your potatoes fill you up, so it's quite filling. So that so it's quite nice from that perspective. It's also great roasted with red onions and peppers. Have like a Mediterranean sort of like bake or something like that with a little bit of oil on it. That's fantastic. And that on the side with a piece of chicken or a piece of turkey for tryptophan is amazing. So, and the other thing to think about from a supplement perspective, so you've got your greens, that's the idea. And if anyone wants any more information on this, 20 fruits and vegetables in one sachet, then let me know. But also probiotics. If you've been eating a lot of those happy foods that have been damaging your gut, then it's really important that you are replacing that bacteria so your gut's actually working properly. If you're trying to lose weight, you will also struggle with if you haven't got the good bacteria in your gut and you're trying to lose weight, then your food's not going to be processed properly, so your metabolism is not going to work properly, so you're going to struggle to lose weight as well. So with regard to that good bacteria, Tim Wheelwright wants to be in your video. Do you want to come on? Do you want to come on? Do you want to come on the screen, Tim? So probiotics is a really, really important thing to think about from a supplement perspective. So that's something that I can talk to you about if you're getting things like, as well as struggling to lose weight, maybe if you know you're eating a lot of those sorts of foods, but maybe you're also getting a lot of bloating, maybe diarrhea, constipation, stomach pains, those sorts of things, then it's definitely something to think about. And it's really important you're really careful about the sort of probiotic that you're taking, because all probiotics, not all probiotics are the same. You need to make sure you've got certain types of bacteria in them. You need to make sure there's certain types of levels of bacteria. Otherwise, you're just flushing your money down the drain by buying, particularly if you're buying from the supermarket, because they're not good enough, they're not strong enough, and there's not the actual the way they're processed means that most of what you actually need is killed off before it even gets into the gut. So really important to make sure, speak to someone like me and I can help you, advise you on the sorts of probiotics you should be taking. And just on that, everyone says to me, oh, what about that yogurt that's got probiotic in it? Guys, most of it has got sugar in it, and the sugar's probably killed off the probiotic before it even gets into your gut. So don't even go there. If you want a good sort of probiotic type yogurt, the kefir yogurt's really good, or a natural yogurt that's got bacteria in it is better than having these others that have got the sugar in. So anyway, we've gone a bit off track there, but hopefully, I don't think there are any other questions. Yep, courgettes are really good, Tim. Not quite as good nutritionally as things like spinach and kale and broccoli, but still amazing. And if you are like doing that Mediterranean tray bake that I talked about, aubergines, courgettes, and peppers and onions all in there is an amazing meal. But then mixing some spinach at the end of it, just to add those greens in. So hopefully that has been helpful. If you've got any questions that maybe you don't want to pop onto the chat here, and thank you so much to those of you who have joined in with the questions. I really appreciate it. It makes it so much more fun when you get involved, my lovelies. But yeah, drop me a personal message and I'll be delighted to come back and help you out, and shout if you want any help with things like getting those greens in. It's really good for the kids as well, that is, because what you can do is disguise it in a smoothie, because it doesn't really taste of much. Disguise it in a smoothie and you're getting 20 fruits and veggies into there. And if you put it, 'cause it does look green when you blend it up in like a NutriBullet, but if you put it into a cup that they can't see what colour the actual food, the drink is, and put some strawberries or something, whatever you do with a smoothie, then it's a great way of getting the greens into them. So if you've got kids and you're struggling, why not try that? So me and my Coventry City, you'll like this one, Tim. My Coventry, not my Tim, he'll like it too. The other Tim, you'll like this. I'm wearing a Coventry City t-shirt. Anyway, I'll tell you the story tomorrow if you didn't see my explanation at the beginning. All right, guys, lovely to see you. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. And if you watch it on replay, pop the questions in there and I'll come back to you. All right, guys, have a nice evening. Bye.